Today, I'm going to show you how this video creator was able to lock down 1 million views and hundreds of thousands of subscribers with a YouTube Shorts strategy. Austin Armstrong of Socialty Pro is joining us on the channel today. Austin, tell us how this happened. Walk us through like that event of like, oh snap, I just blew up on YouTube. Like, what was that process like?
Yeah. Well, firstly, Owen, thank you so much for having me on. What an honor and a privilege it is to be here. Yeah, funny enough, I was on vacation when this happened. So this is not like a short-term hack or anything like that. I've posted about 600 or so videos on my channel before one blew up. So keep that in mind. Definitely going to share some things with you along the way. But yeah, it just sort of happened. I was testing out. I'm always learning, always testing, always failing, always trying to improve on the strategy. I thought there was something here on YouTube Shorts. I had had a lot of success on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook Reels, all these other short platforms, but it was just bugging me. I couldn't figure out YouTube Shorts. I was just waiting for something to click, I knew it would eventually. And it was just weird. It sort of happened on vacation, and I was with my wife in Tulum, Mexico, and I'm sure she was a little ticked off about it because I kept, looking at my phone every time we're sitting, sipping a margarita, a mezcalita on the beach in Mexico, and I'm like, oh my gosh, honey, I'm gaining 100,000 views a minute or an hour, and she's like, yeah, but we're on the beach. So it was a crazy experience.
Have you ever experienced anything like that before?
Never. And I've been working with YouTube channels. I've been in the space for many years. I've never seen a channel grow like this. Never thought it would be my channel. Always thought it would be somebody else that I've been working with. But yeah, it's mind blowing. And that shows you the power of shorts right now and what an opportunity it is. Because if I can do this, anybody can do this. I'm not special.
Yeah, you say that, but I'll tell you, you have this gift of consistency. I'm going to put this graphic back up on the screen again today. This is a look at the video that blew up. It's now got 12 million views. And then in the middle, you have a collection of other videos that have blown up. And you can see the views there. And I took that shot a couple days ago. And then, of course, you've earned, your YouTube play button, which is just like a huge honor. And so much has happened so quick. I want our audience to know that it can happen for you if you are consistent and if you follow a strategy. Now, Austin, you're going to share your strategy with us today. I'm really excited to see that. But you had actually attended one of our workshops a couple months ago. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I had seen Owen, as all of us are. We're huge Owen fans. I've been a fan of Owen for many years before he even knew who I was at all. And so I was at Video Marketing World last year, saw him speak, was deeply motivated by his presentation on stage, and had immediately reached out to you and to Teresa to learn more. How could I get involved? How can I learn from you? What can I do to take my YouTube journey to the next level? Because you have to invest in yourself if you want to take things to the next level. Nobody gets to where they want to go by themselves. You have to look for experts that you can learn from, and find the people that are where you want to be and learn everything that you can from them if you want to propel yourself. And so I invested in myself. I invested in the workshop. It was a day-long, 8-hour-long marathon of the best YouTube knowledge ever. It was just brilliant, and learned so much that I still I apply every single day. So like some of the tactical things that I learned from that workshop were to just block out time on my calendar. So now every Monday and Tuesday, ever since that workshop, are blocked out for content creation. And I've left that on my calendar the entire time. They give you amazing Notion templates, as well as a one of the biggest things I was struggling with in the YouTube space is like storyboarding of actually how to structure the video. Cause like I have things that I can talk about, but increasing the watch time and viewer duration on your videos was something that I had struggled with a lot. So there's an exact formula, and it's like a software almost where you just plug and play in like what you want to talk about, and it just spits out. So it's brilliant. It's beautiful. And probably my biggest takeaway that I regret from the workshop is Owen called it early on. I went into the workshop a little stubborn. So make sure that you listen to Owen. But I had went in and said, I only want my YouTube channel to be about TikTok marketing and TikTok tips. That's all I want to talk about. I think this is going to work. And Owen said, bluntly said to me in the workshop, he said, I think that's one facet of your channel, but I think it's much bigger than that. I think it's going to be digital marketing tips. I think it's going to be useful websites as well as TikTok as well. And I wish that I had listened to him off the spot, but I was a little stubborn back then, and it took me a little bit of time to get to that point. But here we are, better late than never.
Yeah. And, you've really done an excellent job. And thank you so much for those kind words. Watching you develop this useful websites silo has been so engaging for me, like watching you soar. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about your strategy, how you've taken all that you've learned and you've applied it to a strategy that absolutely blew up your YouTube channel. How did you do it? Show us that process.
Yeah. You want me to share my screen presentation?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here? Just kind of jump into it. Also, while I'm pulling this up, leave in the chat. I just want to know who's currently using YouTube Shorts. Is it a part of your strategy right now? Just put in like hashtag shorts in the comments so we can see that. And if you want to take it to the next level, like how many shorts you're posting on a weekly basis. So let me share my screen.
So if you guys are using shorts right now, tell us in the comment section if you're using shorts, how you're using shorts.
Can you see my screen okay?
That looks great. Yeah, and I think the YouTube audience has it as well. I've got some questions already coming in the chat room, guys. If you have questions, ask them, and we can we'll do Q&A a little bit later. Let's start. Austin, you're good to go, so we'll turn it back over to you.
Awesome. So you already did a great job introducing me. I won't go too deep into this. I'm a short form vertical video guy. Saw the opportunity that was TikTok about 3 years ago at this point, really put all that time into it. But short form vertical videos have worked for me across the board. So I had at this point 622,000 TikTok followers. It's in a little bit of a flux, but that is for a conversation for another day. Never put all of your eggs in one basket is something I like to say. So, since this, I'm now at 290,000 YouTube subscribers, 184,000 Instagram followers, 143,000 Facebook followers. And these are all from short form vertical videos. Just to jump in here and share what a absolute wild ride it's been the last couple of weeks. This is a screenshot of my channel analytics that I took on September 4th. And as you can see here, it was a huge bubble immediately. From the view perspective here, it was doing 3 million views a day at its peak. And it's sort of tapered down a little bit, but I'm still doing about 500,000 views in a 48-hour period. So, even though it looks like it's flatlining, where I was beforehand was just not even recognizing it on the radar. And, an important thing I want to put out and focus on too is that this isn't a get YouTube rich quick scheme. I put in the work. I put in on this channel over the last 3 years, over 600 videos, 622 when I took this screenshot. And hopefully I can share some tips and tactics that I've learned along the way so that you can do it a little bit faster from yourself, because ultimately this was about 600 failures before I got to one win, and all that previous work had sort of picked up from there.
Did you have along the way?
Did I have what?
Some wins along the way?
Sure. On YouTube, there's tons of micro wins. I love to celebrate and chronicle every journey. So like every milestone along the way. I had a couple videos do like 10,000 views.
Yeah.
I've helped some other channel. I've grown other channels to 20, 30, 40,000 subscribers. And those are wins for me, even though it wasn't my personal channel.
Yeah.
And I had probably the biggest win is vidIQ shared this on their channel. They had interviewed me about it. But before I even had 1,000 YouTube subscribers, I was using YouTube for my business. And because of the industry that I was in when I started it, I do digital marketing for drug and alcohol treatment centers, as well as behavioral health experts and whatnot. And probably the biggest win was from one YouTube video that didn't even have 1,000 views. It had like 800 views, landed me a $15,000 consulting contract. So you can make a ton of money from YouTube outside of AdSense revenue and for your business. And even more interesting here, and I might be the first channel on YouTube that is going to get their play button before I'm monetized. So funny thing, my channel's not even monetized yet. It's in review right now.
I love it.
As of this morning.
I love it when you grow so fast, you break the system.
I broke YouTube somehow. Yeah. So it's pretty strange, but I love this meme, and it's an analogy for everything in life. You are just one video away from everything that you want. You are one step, one goal, one lesson, one workshop away from everything that you've learned clicking into place and focusing on it. And as you were saying earlier, I think my biggest strength has not been being the most attractive person in the world or being the most fluent speaker, but it's consistency. And I have been consistent at this game for a very long time. 17 years I've been at this. Hundreds of videos posted on my channel, hundreds of failures, very low days, low moments in business as well. But I've never given up. Always learn, always fail, always pivot, always adapt, always learn from the best, invest in yourself. And you never know what the next video is.
So good.
That could literally explode. And so before I get into dissecting what worked, I want to take you through a little bit of my journey of what did not work. And these videos here, they worked for me on other platforms. They worked for me on TikTok. They worked for me on Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube not on YouTube, on Facebook and other platforms. But for YouTube, they didn't work. And so these are my anecdotal thoughts on why that was. The topics were all over the place. If we look down this list, the top video was, this is an amazing marketing hack, followed by the best dental marketing strategies, followed by amazing social media scheduler, next level SEO keyword research, 3 hacks to overcome camera shyness. You need this lead gen tool, infographic backlink strategies. And while they're all under the digital marketing umbrella, there was no cohesiveness behind the strategies. And so most of these videos on shorts did like 40 or 50 views, absolutely tanked. And there's some other reasons why. So poor average view duration is a big part of it as well. From a regular YouTube long video, 40% completion rate is not that bad if you have a 10-minute video or a 7-minute video, whatever. But on shorts, you have to aim for 80, 90, or 100% audience retention, even over 100%. Your goal is to get them to watch that entire video, and ideally more than one time. And I'm going to share with you some of the tactics that I've learned and tested and used to cause them to watch that video, not only till the end, but to rewatch it over and over again. Also, I just noticed here on this screenshot, all the thumbnails were close-ups of my face. So I assume for the first 3 years that everybody just hated how I looked.
Not your content, Austin. It's your face.
It's my face. It's my face. And also using hashtag shorts. So I thought this was an interesting thing, and I'm going to compare this to the next slide is going to show the differences between these videos. But I stopped using hashtag shorts. For a while when it first rolled out, even YouTube told us like 2 years ago or whatever, they said use hashtag shorts in your title or in your description. And so I, like everybody else, did it. I put hashtag shorts in everything, description and the title and the tags, everywhere that I possibly could. And I think the system's getting a lot smarter as well. They know that if your video is shot in vertical format and is less than 60 seconds, they just automatically index it in YouTube Shorts. And so here's what did work. As you can see here, so listicle topics and titles worked really well for me, and this was a little bit of an experimental phase where I did a lot of videos on single websites. Like, here's a useful website for X, Y, and Z. And what I found overall is that these videos almost never did as well as top 5, top 3, top 10, whatever. Because people love a good list. It's faster paced, and it's top of the funnel. It's surface level, so it's not deep diving too much into what that website does, but it just sparks the curiosity enough, and then it re-triggers their dopamine receptors to get into the next website, and it's just constant dopamine hit, and shorter baity titles. As well, as if you look at the difference here, the titles were a lot longer in what didn't work, and they're a lot shorter here.
Can I add something?
Yeah, of course.
On the last look at on the last picture. In the last picture, you gave it all away, right? Amazing social media scheduler. Well, I don't need that. Skip video.
Right.
But exactly. Then I go back now to 5 most useful websites. Well, what are they? So you don't give away the climax in your title.
Mm-hmm. That's a great point. I didn't even mark that down. I'm going to go and edit this.
Yes.
and add this in.
Iron sharpens iron.
Absolutely, my friend. And so the other thing that you'll notice in these titles too is a lot of them are the same. Top 5 most useful websites. So the subject matter, the execution of the video is different. I'm not just uploading the same video over and over again, but you also don't need to, for me at least, mess with what's working. So top 5 most useful websites, 3 life-changing websites, top 10 most useful websites, top 3 most useful websites was a format that really worked. And so I rolled with those punches. Also single focus subject matter. So rather than uploading every single short video that I was creating every day, like on TikTok, I was posting 3 to 5 videos every single day. I took a step back and said, okay, I've experimented doing this for 600 videos straight. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again. Nothing's going to change. This was a big enough sample size that this strategy's not working. So I got to change it up. And so I only focused on uploading the best performing videos onto YouTube Shorts. And so that brought me down to just uploading 1 or 2 a day. And it was consistently across all of the other channels, these useful website videos is what was working for me. So I just stuck to that. And about a week into this strategy is when it really kicked in, which is just insanely fast. The completion rate on them is all fantastic. Like I was saying, the dopamine hit, it's just enough to tease them and then on to the next one, just enough to tease and then on to the next. With the exclusion of the 3 life-changing websites one, none of them are a straight-on thumbnail of my face. It's either a side profile, which I'm going to get into that style in a second, or it's just a screenshot of one of the websites. I don't select the screenshot anymore. I don't use hashtags or hashtag shorts anymore. All I really do is I add a title on it and the first line of the description, as well as a call to action link, which I'm going to get into later on
Great.
As well. I don't add tags. I don't do anything else. I kind of just let YouTube do its thing. And that's, over optimization. Yeah. Didn't work for me. So I had to change things up. I also have a single call to action at the end of these videos, rather than going into like, make sure you smash that subscribe and hit the heart, thumb up, leave a comment, share this with a buddy. They go into like paralysis analysis, right? So if you tell them too many things to do, they're less likely to do the one thing that matters the most. And so I just switched that up. I just said, if you want more useful websites, follow. And so there's only two options there. There's, do you want more useful websites or no? And I also added hard-coded subtitles in to all of the videos as well. This was an additional step. I do this in an app, a free app on my phone called CapCut. But I've done research on this, and I studied my own personal user behavior on all these platforms: TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts. And there's a large percentage of people, myself included, that we're so addicted to watching these short form videos at this point that every brief moment or pause or downtime, I whip it out, for better or worse. I whip out my phone to watch.
For clarifying.
Yeah, yes, I had to clarify. Yes, that came out wrong. But you're in the bathroom, you're in line at Starbucks, you're on public transportation in a subway, and you forget your ear pods. But you're bored. There's nothing else to do, so you pull out your phone and you open up TikTok, and maybe or YouTube Shorts, and maybe you're not in an environment that lets you listen to the subject matter in that video. I'm by putting in really bold, hard-coded subtitles, that large percentage of, and even the deaf community as well, you're reaching a large amount of additional people that otherwise would just swipe up. There's infinite content now online, and all it takes to get to that next video is a swipe of your finger. And so if you're not always capturing their attention and holding their attention, the next video will. And lastly, as any good marketer does, when you find something that works, you double down on it. So as soon as I saw this one video take off and explode, I said, okay, I'm a just ride this wave. So I just cranked out as many videos as I could, the same style, the same subject matter, changed it up, changed up the delivery a little bit, changed up the websites that I show. But I rode that wave of momentum, and it worked.
Yeah. Can I say something as a viewer?
Yeah.
I know that your reels or your shorts, when I see them in my newsfeed, I know that I'm going to get 5 new websites that will help me, that are just interesting and curious. And so for the person who's out there going, yeah, but if I did, 5 tools for self-healing over and over and over again, they'd get bored. No, they won't. Right. I know it's like, oh, what's he going to have today? And sometimes, website is repeated, and that's great because it reminds me. But there's 2 websites specifically that you've mentioned that I now use as part of my workflow because, and I called you about it the other day, the TikTok Canva resizer.
Oh, yeah.
I made a training video today for my editor on how to do that.
So cool.
Yeah, like when you go deep on a topic and you do it over and over and over again, that's how you activate the RAS system, the reticular activation system in the brain. That's how you get embedded into the memory. And so this is just very, very strong strategy here.
Thank you. What was the other one, out of curiosity?
Snaptic.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, love that website.
Yeah. No, are you kidding me? That's made multi-purposing possible.
Yeah. We're in a very interesting time in the social media landscape for short form vertical video.
Totally.
But this is something that I really wanted to show too. And this comes after a recent announcement from YouTube at VidCon. And I wasn't at VidCon, but I learned this from a Nick Nimmin video, that they're actively, just last week or 2 weeks ago or whatever, rolled out a bridge, they labeled it, that is showing suggested videos of your long form content to people that watched your shorts. And so an effective YouTube short strategy has never been more important. And I think I just was there at the right time, and it just hit, and the consistency paid off. Because, you know, even though the vast majority of the views came from shorts, this is over the last 28-day period here too. But as you can see here, the next three sources here, you know, channel pages. So what did people do? They watched the short, and then if we look at impressions and actual views, you know, 3 million people went to my profile page, and 1 million of them converted into additional views.
Wow.
That's powerful. And that shows you why you should optimize your profile page as well, not just the videos, but the look and feel of your profile to tell people what your channel's about and give them that reason to subscribe, right? All of these pieces add together. And so 1 million views came from channel pages just because they watched a short and they wanted to see what else I had next.
Yes.
It also unlocked YouTube short or search, which I thought was fascinating. I had maybe 100,000 views on my channel over 3 years until all of this. And now in 28 days, it did 475,000 views because all of these shorts started to be indexed in YouTube search, as well as browse, talking about, you know, impressions. You know, that click-through rate's not that good, but the impressions, 1.246 million impressions on browse homepage. That is the exactly as YouTube said, they're bridging that gap, right? Somebody watches your short video, if you're engaged with it, and YouTube decides who your audience set is that's interested in your videos and in your subject matter. If you have other videos that are on that same subject matter, they're going to get suggested on their homepage.
Binge watching, chain linking videos, right? So where, you know, if anybody watches any one video, they get connected to a whole, you know, cloud, a whole silo of other videos. That's key. And these numbers are fantastic.
So powerful. And like even these other sources here, you know, playlists, I don't even know what the sound pages is. I don't know how, you know, thousands of views came from the sound page, but it just sort of unlocked all of these other traffic sources. And so I'm going to show you all this video that exploded. And then before we get into why I think it exploded, I want to hear your thoughts. So let's watch this video together real quick. Can you hear and see this okay?
These 5 websites.
Yeah, it's okay. Can you make it bigger maybe and then play it from the beginning? There you go. Yeah, now play it from here.
Let me turn this up too. Okay.
These 5 websites feel illegal to know. Then why are you telling me? Axiom.ai lets you create bots to automate basically anything on the internet. Should I call the cops? WolframAlpha.com uses artificial intelligence to answer complex questions in math, science, and even life. I feel like I'm going to go to jail. TinyWow.com has free tools to do basically anything that you need to do online. Okay, that's pretty cool. OpenSourceAlternative.2 has free open source alternatives to some of the top SaaS products online. Jotform.com has over 10,000 form templates that you can add onto your website so you can capture more leads. You just earned yourself another follower.
And so 48 seconds changed my life. And so if, you know, I'd love to hear all of your thoughts in the comments here, you know, without looking at what's on screen here. Why do you think that video exploded? And let's give it
Guys, answer in the comment section right now. So what did you see about that video that would make you, this is such an important question because no matter what happens when a video blows up, you want to ask why. Why did this video blow up? And this is a real like reflective sort of discipline because it's easy to just say, oh, well, I was wearing this. That's why. But I want you to go deeper. Like, was it the title? Was it the opening frame? Was it maybe the back and forth or how quickly he got into content? Tell us why you think that video was super engaging in the chat area right now. What did you see about it that you you liked? I know I could say a couple different things, but I kind of get the conversation going. The fact that you gave me this like finite thing, these 5 websites. I really like that because I know it's not going to like go on forever. You know, I tell you, like TikToks are only like a minute, but I'll tell you by 30 seconds, I'm like, get to it, man, on some of these things. You know, I was watching a self-care one and it was like, dude, just get to the self-care tip. I understand you have a program. I assumed that, you know what I mean? So I love how you kind of like gave me the finite. Let's see what else we've got going on. I'll put some comments on screen for you.
Some great insights here.
Go ahead, read them out loud so the audience can.
Yeah. You made it, Rena, you made it intriguing and fun. Is it illegal? Yeah. The opening hook is so important, right? Like there's endless content. So you have to hook them immediately. Edutainment and engaging. Yes. Edutainment is a great way to communicate really valuable information to audience, but still like keep their attention to the point. Yes, I'm happy. I didn't. There, you have to get to the point in a short form vertical video. You only have 60 seconds. If there's too much introduction, and I say this all the time, I hate to be blunt, but nobody gives a crap about who you are in a 60-second video. So
even a 10-minute video, even a 10-minute video, it's like, what can you do for me? Exactly.
Yes. Exactly. And so these are all great, quick cuts, also entertaining, but also good websites. Yeah. It's corny, back and forth conversation. Yes. That's one of the big things that I want to touch upon here. And, I'm going to share my screen here again, if that's cool. A lot of these things are, you all hit the nail on the head. Title and topic, incredibly broad. As we were talking about earlier, really polarizing hook. These websites feel illegal to know. Of course, they're not illegal. They're just regular websites, but it causes people to keep watching for some sort like intrigue. They're interested. Why would these be illegal to know?
Yeah.
I leveraged and put my own unique spin on a very popular, successful, proven winning style. And somebody else had just commented that, but this conversation. And this is basically you talking to yourself in different outfits to differentiate, facing each other. But I put my own unique spin on it. So this was a proven format that was working, but nobody was doing it, but also showing useful websites and useful information. So I wanted to see if I could combine the two and create something great and create something new. And it worked. So don't be afraid to leverage another popular style, but lean into your authenticity, your unique self, your unique perspective, and make it different. I didn't blatantly copy anybody. Now many people have copied me, but that's the best form of flattery, right? But they'll never have as much success as I've had because they're not me and they weren't unique. So lean into your uniqueness, your authenticity, perspective, cadence, all of these things, because that's what's going to separate you from everybody else. And to be honest with you, this video was an engagement goldmine. I'm not an actor, so my responses were incredibly corny and stupid. The websites weren't even remotely illegal. In the background, I have this book that says "Get TikTok Famous Fast," and so I know that trolls and any form of engagement is going to fuel the growth of that video. More engagement means more views. And so I'm always trying to bait their ego. And so I do things like I will purposely pronounce words wrong. Like there's a website that I share all the time, answersocrates.com. I say answer Socrates, and I just don't even bat an eye. I just say it really quick. And oh boy, does that piss people off. They run to the comments and go, "How dare you insult the father of philosophy? It's pronounced Socrates." And they, without fail, I've talked about that website 10 times. Every single time I do it on purpose because I know it's gonna reach.
That's next level psychology, bro. Well done.
And so I'm always doing other fun things like that too. Like when I show these useful websites, when I show the URL, I plant folders in my browser below it. So I'll put folders like Cobby Lame nudes or Danny DeVito nudes or something like that. That's visible, but I don't even address it.
Yeah.
And so what that does is it causes people to watch that video over again to see what the heck did I really just see that? Did that really just, am I the only one? And then they run to the comments and leave a comment and say, did anybody else see that folder that said this weird thing? And then it gets a bunch of upvotes on that comment and whatnot.
That's so good.
And so anything that you can do like that, putting something weird in the background, saying purposely mispronouncing something, planting little seeds if you're doing a screen record, saying a controversial statement, baiting their ego and leaning into that natural psychology of, I know that this is going to get a response out of them, is only going to help you, because for every troll that leaves a comment, your video is going to help 10 more people. So those trolls don't even know that they're helping you inspire and reach more people. So
wow.
Easier said than done, but I love to hug the haters because I know that they're helping even more people.
Hey, can you click that hide button on that little pop-up?
Yes. Yes. Good.
Yeah, good.
Okay. And so we'll get into Q&A on the videos and stuff and anything that I can do to help. But I thought it was also important to leverage or to show you how I capitalized on this to actually generate revenue, leads, and sales for my business, because views and subscribers don't pay the bills. Like I was saying earlier, I have, now I have 290,000 YouTube subscribers, but guess what? My channel's not even monetized yet. It's in review. That's how fast all of this happened. So I had to leverage other ways to maximize that growth. And so what I did here was I gave people what they wanted. So I made all these videos about useful websites. And for months, people have asked me, can you make a list? Or I have my own list. People have taken the time and made their own spreadsheets of all the websites that I've shared over the years. And so I finally just gave them what they were asking for. I indexed everything into a spreadsheet. I bought this domain, bestusefulwebsites.com. And I just have this really crappy landing page that says, here's my entire ongoing list of useful websites for you. I made this crappy graphic in Canva in 2 minutes. And I have an embed form here for MailChimp that generates emails. And what happens is as soon as they put their email address in here, it redirects them to this Google spreadsheet here. And there's a couple important things that I want to share here. One is, I have this in a format that's useful for them. I have the name of the tool, a description of it, but I also have a trackable URL that goes. It's not just the URL. It's an affiliate link. So everybody that clicks on these websites in this list, if they sign up, I get a recurring commission on that sale. So not only am I capturing their email, I'm generating revenue from getting them to sign up. And this has worked way better than I possibly could have imagined in such a short period of time. I am currently getting between 750 to 1,000 email addresses every single day. Hundreds of clicks on these websites to affiliates every single day. And then it goes into an automated email sequence. The email sequence introduces who I am, tells a story about me so that they can know, like, and trust me. Yeah. And then it nurtures them. It tells stories through the email sequence. And at the bottom of these emails, it has links if they want to purchase a course, if they want to book a one-on-one consultation call with me, or if they want to schedule a call for management services where we handle all of the stuff for short form vertical video management for them. Wow. And this has been absolutely phenomenal and is a great way to maximize the growth of views, even if your channel isn't monetized. Yeah. And so that's really the presentation. Hopefully that was helpful. Wow. Let me stop my sharing screen here, and I am happy to answer any questions that I can.
Yeah, really good. We're going to go into Q&A with you right now. If you're watching this on the replay, the journey ends here, but you can go ahead and watch the Q&A, watch some of our other videos by clicking on the links that are in your screen now or in the description box Thanks so much for being here. For the rest of us still on YouTube, let's ask some questions. I got a couple questions that have already been asked, and then we'll kind of open it up to so you guys ask your questions and we'll get to them right now. So the first question is from Kirk, who asks, how did you separate your content between long form and shorts?
Okay, so it's important to know that I'm primarily a short form creator first. And so I'm creating, and now I'm, because of this, I have to maximize the success. And now I'm trying to become a better long form content creator on YouTube. But I always, I create short form verticals videos first. I don't repurpose from my longer content. And I'm not to say that doesn't work. That works for many people. We see the Alex Hermosis and the Gary V's and, all these people that are exploding and cropping content out. And that's a different strategy. So if you have that in mind, make sure that you're starting with a really powerful opening hook in your video. It immediately gets into the value, and then some sort of closing call to action is a good format. But I'm always creating separate content specifically for short form vertical.
Okay, really good. I think if there's an interesting question too between taking short form content and then turning it into long form content based on what succeeds as short form, right? So for example, you have a great opportunity here to do longer form tutorials on the website. That's just like how to use Canva's TikTok tool, or how to use Canva's, how to use this AI tool or whatever. I think it opens the door to a lot of content. And for those of you guys that are business creators out there, like, you need to be doing shorts, like as often as you can. One a week is sort of like a minimum, right? But like, that's cool. Like one a week. And if it takes off, do more and potentially turn that into long form, right? Do a 5-minute version now for YouTube and see how that does. That's of course a backward strategy. I mean, for long form creators, you take your 5-minute video and that could become 2 different reels that you do, right? And here's the thing is if you do a 5-minute, 7-minute YouTube video, and you're like, oh, a section here and a section here, I could turn those into reels. So you're like, oh, I'm going to give it to my editor and like tell him how to do this. Just pick up your phone right now and reshoot it.
Yeah.
Just shoot it right there, because it'll take you less time to just reshoot that 1 minute than it will to like have it go to an editor and then have to go back and forth with her and all that kind of stuff. Would you agree? Like, just pick up your phone and shoot it?
Totally. And it's a little bit of extra work, but so is clipping it. So, it's work versus work. And it's just so much faster. There's so many great apps on your phone that you can edit. Like I use InShot and CapCut for various things. CapCut is phenomenal. Like, it's free. There's a great functionality in it where so to do the hard-coded subs that I was mentioning earlier, there's a auto captions function. And all you do is tap that and it automatically generates the captions. You can change the font, you can change the color on it, the positioning, the size, everything. It's so simple and easy to do. These apps are just so powerful. And then you just export it right there on your phone and then upload it onto whatever platform that you want.
And you and I are both sort of like, high performance individuals, right? Like we're working all the time. We got families, we're traveling, we're kind of doing all this stuff. If we can do it, because that's how I do reels as well and shorts. It's like I just kind of do them right here. I might film it today right now, but then maybe I'll edit it tomorrow while I got a little downtime or whatever. I'm not this like gotta get it up. Like, you're consistent and there's always something up, right? That's kind of the thing. But I'll throw it into InShot and I'll make a couple edits and then I'll come back to it tonight. Like, having these apps on your phone and on your home screen, adoption, that's key, because we all download apps, but then it's like you don't ever use the app. You know what I mean? Yep. That's key. Now, on a related note, the Brave Talk Show is asking, by the way, for all of you out there that are married or women specifically that are looking for engaging talk show content, the Brave Talk Show is phenomenal. It's like The View for everyday, hardworking wives, moms, entrepreneurs. It's a great show. But the Brave Talk Show is asking, do you use CapCut on your phone for the captions? And how does that work? Like, so is that a fast, easy process?
Yeah. So basically you import so my process is a little weird. and I can reduce these steps, but I prefer the editor in InShot. So I will edit the video in InShot, and then I will upload the video into CapCut. You can edit your video in CapCut and skip that whole step. This is just my weird user behavior.
I love that.
And you click add text, and it opens up a couple options for how you can add text. And then there's auto captions feature. And all you have to do is press auto captions, and it takes a second. And then it automatically transcribes your voice into text and puts it on there. And then you can edit that text bar at the bottom of it with complete customization control. You can change the font of it. You can change the timeline of it, of when when it is displayed and when it stops. And it creates individual little text segments like in your timeline. It's super simple.
I love that bouncing from one app to the other, though. I do that often. Like I don't love the filters in InShot, so like I'll edit in InShot and then maybe pull it into Rush to do something a little bit more special with it. So great thoughts there. Billy M. Ward is, do you only use trending sounds? Great question.
So I like to use the trending sounds native to the platform. And another key thing here is I don't like to use anything that has lyrics in it, because it's going to conflict with my voice because I'm talking in the content. Also, when you're cross posting your content, you have to be careful with copyright issues and reuse rights. So even if you like the video, you use a trending song that's copyrighted on TikTok, you download it using Snaptic, and then you upload it onto YouTube. If you have like a Lizzo song in the background, it's going to like flag that immediately. And so what I do is I will have the completed video. I'll upload it to TikTok, and I'll use trending music. I use a lot of the same music, but either something trending that's like mysterious or emotionally enhancing background music. Like there's some good ones, like the soundtrack from what was that space movie with Matthew McConaughey?
Interstellar.
Yeah, Interstellar, where the music is just so cool. Or like Blade Runner 2049.
Look up the words instrumental. You can even find your favorite songs instrumental, right? You can find worship songs instrumental. You can find rap instrumental versions. So it's just the beat. Score. Look up the word score, like movie score, soundtrack, and even no lyrics. If you just type in no lyrics, you'll see a bunch of songs that just have no lyrics to them.
Yeah, and pay attention to tonality as well, because music, like in movies, like music enhances what you're talking about. So do you want to go for a more upbeat, fast-paced tone of the video, or do you want to go for mysterious? Do you want it to be slower? Music really enhances that video and can help quite a lot.
Yeah, it's so big. We use a lot of inspirational music in ours. And we try to even find that section of the music that's like the sad scene and then the joyful scene, so that in the course of that 30 seconds, like you hear the turning of the tide.
It's like telling the story. I love that.
Yeah, awesome. It's very, very powerful. So that's really great. Now, kind of on the same note, do you repurpose the same videos between TikTok, Instagram? Maybe even, are you doing this on LinkedIn? Are you using Facebook Reels now? Like, what's your repurposing strategy look like?
Yeah. So the short answer is yes. We're in such a weird bubble of time right now. Like I've seen all of these things, all of these strategies come and go. 5 years ago, it was, you need to create unique content for each platform. Nobody wants repurposed content. But because of the massive, rapid success of TikTok, all of these other platforms are playing catch up right now. YouTube rolled out Shorts, Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels. So yes, I post the same videos across TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Pinterest Idea Pins, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Business if you're a local business owner. I experimented with Snapchat for a while, but I don't like them, and disapproved a lot of my video. They don't auto approve everything. It like goes into a manual review thing. So I don't use Snapchat, but those are the primary platforms. I post them everywhere, and they primarily work across the board. You know, the first screenshot that I had shared, you know, I had 622,000 followers on TikTok, 290,000 followers on YouTube, 184,000 followers on Instagram, 143,000 followers on Facebook. It's just the same videos posted across the board. I'm lazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, I think it was Bill Gates that said, give a job to a lazy person and they'll find a way to do it fast. He says,
there you go.
Shortcuts by lazy people. And that sucks for me because I'm not a lazy person at all. It's like I'm an ambitious, perfectionist, overachiever. You know what I'm saying? That's I didn't just beat my own cancer. I beat like 3 other people's cancers too.
Hell yeah. Hey, round of applause for Owen, by the way. Throw some claps in the chat here. What a freaking warrior.
I just got new scans and everything's looking so good, man. It's just been like 8 months without doing anything other than eating and living healthy. And the cancer hasn't done anything, like hasn't grown at all. Doctors are just like, well, that's terrible news for us. You know, because they just want.
I love that, man. That's so powerful. Like, you know, not to digress here too much, but like something you posted the other day, like you had that terrible diagnosis from the doctor that was like terminally ill.
Yep.
We still want you to do chemo, but like it's still terminally ill. And you're like, F that. I'm gonna do this my way. And dude, and look at where you are now. So inspiring, brother.
I'm out. Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, you know, and it's been a journey where it's worth fighting, man. Your life is worth fighting.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
A+ Russian is saying, why is it taking so long to verify your channel?
So when you explode this fast, you break their systems. So TikTok or YouTube probably has checks and balances to make sure that I didn't just like buy 100,000 subscribers immediately, which that would be so expensive to do, I'd imagine. But it was really even slower than I thought. So like on the, you know, on your YouTube studio and the dashboard, the milestones are like so far behind the growth of it. And, you know, it was interesting. Like I know shorts views don't count towards monetization, but all the other things do. It was going up in increments of like 100 public view hours per day. So it took like 9 days for me to cross the threshold, even though like I'm doing like 4,000 hours a day, like it you know, from non-shorts content. So, and like just no, it was yesterday went into review for monetization. So now it's going to take like another week to actually get approved. But that's why, like, don't, you know, I'm a business owner and I do, you know, all this affiliate marketing and stuff. So like, don't just rely on ad revenue as your sole source of revenue. That's right. Because things happen. Like, you know, we're in a little bit of a recession, or, you know, is the words like
downward economy. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So like advertisers are pulling back. So maybe, you know, people are seeing lower ad revenues. So whatever. But yeah, that's the real answer, is it just happened too fast.
Yeah, and I think it's a great point, guys, is that these platforms are not perfect. And I think that if any of you are interested, go watch the movie Super Pumped, or it's a series called Super Pumped about the founding of Uber. And it's a great dramatization written by the people at Apple. Don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a corporate piece. But it gives you a look at like how we have this amazing tech, but like one little grain of sand goes into that system and it's like, oh crap, we didn't ever think about that. And so now it takes the engineers like to pause something and like go fix something. And what that is tremendous power for you as the individual. And I'm actually going to share my screen for just a quick second here, because I know a lot of you guys are watching and you're thinking, okay, this is all great, right? I want to get more views on my reels and on my TikToks, but how do I actually do that? Well, we want to let you guys know that we've put together a course. It's a 4-part course where we can show you how to go from a measly 125 views to 12.6 thousand views. That's what happened with Ben Fanning. And you know what? He's been able to duplicate that over and over again. Kathy Arts is someone who's just like you guys, sitting out there going, I'm seeing people have success. I'm watching Austin's success. How do we do that? How do I do that? We've put together a program that showed her how to go from 154 to 32,000 views. And we've made that training available for you. And the reason that this is unique is because normally we put our trainings in our high-end program. We don't sell them a la carte. However, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and TikToks are fire right now. Short form is the gateway to big, big dollars. So for the first time ever, we're actually selling one of our programs a la carte. And I wanted to offer it to you guys today as a bonus just for being here. What it is in these 4 sessions is I'm going to show you how to structure your Instagram Reels. I'm going to show you how to write your posting copy. I'm going to show you how to pick a cover image. I'm going to share with you when you should be posting, literally all the details of how to post. And in this training, I make an Instagram Reel and I publish it in real time. And on the recordings, you will see this reel get 16,000 views in real time. The program works. And if you guys want to jump into that, it's $250. Scan this code on your screen right now if you want to grab it. As soon as you get it, we'll send you the link. The trainings are yours. You get my templates, you get everything with it. And that's something that we put together just for this live stream today. So I'm going to pull this down because I want to go back to if you guys need that back up, you can tell me, hey, Owen, give me the link or let me scan that again. But the algorithms, guys, just like they stopped Austin, they're always going to change. And you have got to change with them, right? One thing that I love that you're doing is you're doing these conversation pieces, because that I think is going to be the next big thing in Reels. And I say Reels, but vertical shorts.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. By the way, whoop this way. Get that freaking course thing, guys. Owen's a genius.
I appreciate that. I'll tell you, it's always an honor to be a part of someone's growth. And when I saw your results, there was a part of me that was just like, hell yeah, because I may have played a small role in your success, but you're the one that
you played a big role.
I appreciate you. But I'll tell you what, you make it possible. Your results say to the world, just stay consistent and something will blow up, and I think that that's such an important message is, my channel didn't ever get like a 290,000 subscriber bust, and that's okay. Yours did, which means that it's possible for Dennis. It's possible for Billy. It's possible for Dewey. So I want you guys, as we kind of walk away from our presentation today, to start operating out of the realm of what's possible and not out of the realm of what you've experienced, right? In your experience, you're going to go, it's always been slow. It's always been tough. But I want you to really think about what's possible for you and who you're going to be in a year, and start doing what that person would do today. So Austin, great to have you here. How do we stay in touch with you and follow all your content?
Yeah, you just Socialty Pro across the board, or look me up. There's another Austin Armstrong out there. He's like a vlogger guy. Don't connect with him. Connect with me, because I want to make him to be the most popular Austin Armstrong out there. No, I'm just kidding.
That guy just got 1,000 new subscribers.
Screw that guy.
No, he did.
No, Socialty Pro across the board. Connect with me, wherever you want to send me a message. I'm active everywhere, so I'd love to connect.
It is every time I see one of your content pieces in the news feed, it's a surprise and a delight piece. I always learn something I didn't know. I find new websites. We're actually using them now. You're a tremendous resource. You're an amazing business person, and we appreciate you being on the show today. And thank all of you guys for joining us and being here with us today. I'm Owen Video, and I help 7-figure businesses get to the next level with their YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Watch other stuff. We've got lots of trainings, lots of tutorials to help you grow a profitable YouTube channel. We'll see